The war in Iran is no longer a military war. It is an economic war. I'm going to share with you all exactly what's taken place from an economic standpoint. The tide is starting to change. And it's going to beg the question, is either side prepared for exactly what's taken place with regards to the economic fallout of it all? We have senior officials in Iran have been eliminated, 3 in 72 hours. We have the Federal Reserve have said that they're going to keep rates exactly where they are. We have more oil refineries being hit like never before. Iran is proposing to take them out. All of this tonight on the Michael Lindell Experience. Good evening, everyone. I'm excited you all are joining us for another episode of the Michael Lindell Experience. As I mentioned, y'all, we have so much to get to tonight. And as I said in the opening, we are starting to experience what I believe to be an economic fallout, whether you're in America, whether you're in Iran, whether you're in any eastern part of the world, whether you are in Asia, whether you are in India, whether you're in the Middle East, whether you are even in the Western hemisphere. I want you all to understand what's really taking place right now economically, because we see on media, we see on the news where the bombs are dropping. We're challenging whether or not schools were hit. We see all of these things taking place. But one thing we're failing to understand is the economic impact of it all. All right. So we are going to jump right into this stuff, y'all. And I want you all to chime in. I want you all to like. I want you all to subscribe. I want you all to, leave a comment. I want you all to be a part of this conversation. This is not a place where I'm just going to share news with you all. My goal for you all is to really help people understand exactly what's really taking place. A lot of times we focus in on the headlines. I'm not here for clickbait. I'm not here to make you all feel good about a particular party. I am here to just share facts so that we can all thrive. I am an American. I am an American first before I am any party. And I want my country to succeed at all costs. I want our economics to be successful at all cost. I also want other countries to thrive at all cost. But I am American first. And I think that is very important for us all to understand. Everything I'm going to share with you all tonight, is information that is truthful, is information that's going to make you wonder, it's going to make you think, but it's also going to put you in a place of action that you can take in your own life. So I want us to really focus in from top down, okay? Because everything I'm going to share with you, we're going to go over 5 things that are taking place right now, 5 events that's taking place. Again, I'm doing this every single day to give you all an update on what's taking place in this war, the economics, the fallout of everything, because everything is intertwined. So as I mentioned at the top, we have 3 Iran officials that have been taken out. All right. So Israel has taken out 3 additional senior Iranian officials within 72 hours, not 8 hours, not 24 hours. It's 1 senior official every single day, or for the last 3 days. Imagine the president's cabinet being taken out. Okay. Unfortunate. And I shouldn't have said that because I really don't want to get, maybe we need to delete that out, but it's almost like that, right? You think about a cabinet and think about 3 senior officials being removed in 3 days. Okay. We're talking about a decapitulation of the regime. We're talking about people that understand exactly what it takes to manage to run this country, this regime. And by taking these people out, you have to ask, Well, if you take out all of these senior people, who is left to run the country? Who is left to run the country? Who do we even negotiate with? What is this going to mean for how we move forward? How do we end the war? How do we somehow find another person or find some way to negotiate without us having to put someone else in charge? Or is that what we really want to do? Do we really just want to put someone else in charge? That's what we're talking about. We have 3 Iranian officials have been ghosted, eliminated. One of the people that was taken out, and I think that it's, we're going to put it here on the screen. We have their intelligence minister eliminated. The Security Council chief eliminated. Their commander eliminated. 72 hours, all eliminated. This is an escalating ladder, guys. Who do you negotiate with if you take them all out? 72 hours. Okay. Let's look at one of the people that was taken out, and I think that it varies, very important, is his name is Ali Larjani. Okay. He was the senior or Supreme Secretary of National Security. This is the same man that was in negotiations with the West. So we took out one of the guys that was in charge or was leading the negotiations with the West. We have another head of the Revolutionary Guard, Voluntary Force, and I may get his name pronounced incorrectly, but his name is Golamarz, I don't even know how to pronounce his name, Soleimani, eliminated. And now the intelligence minister. Okay. I want you all to think about what these 3 men represent. You have the negotiator, you have the mobilizer, and then you have the intelligence chief. All very important people, all hit by Israel. They took them out. One of the things that they are doing also in Iran, they are publishing exactly what's being hit by the United States and by Israel. They are saying that 236 health sites have been hit. 498 schools struck within 72 hours. We're talking about the escalation. Now, we all understand that if you're going to take out all of these important people, Iran is going to say, well, you know what? We cannot defeat America in a conventional standpoint with missiles. You can't. Pretty much no country can, because we hold the world's respect on ammunition, technology, flexibility. But what's most important to the United States? Petrodollar. You have the petrodollar. You have the fact that some countries are saying, or there's an agreement that says that if you're going to buy oil, you have to buy oil in American dollars. You also have where if you're able to impact the oil from a global standpoint, then you can somehow force the United States to back out strategically. Think about it. Oil runs in every sector of every economy. So not only do the American people have to feel the crunch, this is what Iran is saying, but also global leaders are going to feel the punch and say to themselves, I don't want to get in this war. As a matter of fact, I think that the United States, you all should bring this temperature down. Now, I don't think that Trump did not know this going in. I believe that Trump understood exactly what the fallout would be. I think that the Strait of Hormuz is one of those areas that have caused this escalation of oil, of fertilizers, and of such. Very important that we understand what these 3 men mean. Again, you take out the leaders, then you take out exactly the negotiating power of anyone. I mean, right now, there's no one else that can take on the challenge of negotiating with the United States. Everyone is being eliminated. I want us also to take a look at something else here. Now, as I mentioned, Iran's target is to take out the refineries. Not just refineries here in the United States. That's not the goal. I mean, they don't have any missiles to even reach the United States. But what can they do to take out or make it very difficult for the United States to win or to feel like they are winning? Oh, you know what? They have assets in all of these Middle Eastern countries, military bases. You know what? Because they have assets in those countries, then those countries are fair game. That means we can attack them. Now, Donald Trump has come out himself and said, listen, if you are a NATO ally, we want you to support us. We need minesweepers in the Hormuz Strait. This is that area, that very thin area. Part of it goes into Iran, or part of it is Iran's territory. So Iran is essentially saying no one can come through here. No one that's assisting the United States, no one that is assisting Israel can come through here. We have mines in the water that will take the ships out. So that means 90% of all oil, of all Chinese oil at least. Just think about this. China gets 90% of their oil from the strait, from this area. You have 20% of the world's oil come through this strait. Follow the dollar, y'all. I want us to always understand we have to follow the dollar or the money, the currency. This is what shapes every single economy. This dictates if a country eats. This dictates if the lights stay on. This dictates just how prosperous a nation is. It's all driven on economics. This is why I want us to focus on this on tonight. Iran's goal is to eliminate refineries in these different countries in the Middle East. I want us to look at this chart. Now, this particular chart is showing exactly where they are hitting. Think about it. Iran is threatening to blow up gas stations, y'all. Chat. $108 of crude. That is up $38 year over year. It's a lot of money. Average gas is now $3.72. 80 cents up in just 30 days. Wait. Think about that, y'all. Think about that. If Brent crude is up, gasoline is up, Iran still has not hit these refineries that they have now threatened to hit. So if we're already seeing a hit in oil prices globally, because understand oil trades globally. Even though America makes its own oil, it's very important for us to understand it. Even though America makes its own oil, we have a lot of oil here in the United States. It still trades on a global basis. So if one area of the world is impacted from an oil standpoint, and we already understand that 20% of the world's oil is already impacted, that means that we can at least expect a 20% change in terms of production out of the economy, supply and demand. If you have, the more oil you have, the lower the price. The least amount of oil you have, the higher the price. You take out 20% of the oil, high prices. This is what we're experiencing right now. You have a refinery in Qatar. Iran said it's open season for y'all. Saudi Arabia evacuated. Iran said it's open season for y'all. Y'all have a military bases there. It's open season. We're not just going to attack the bases. We're going to take out you guys' assets because you guys are affiliated with them. UAE, going to take that out too. We talked about Saudi as another base. Another refinery in Saudi. Take them out. Qatar, again, another complex, petrochemical complex. We're going to take them out. Very important that we understand what is happening during this time. So Iran is essentially saying, let's slow the flow of oil. Let's raise the price and let's create the leverage. This is how they're going to win the war, y'all. Understand, when we went to war in Vietnam, and the reason why people say we didn't win that war with Vietnam is because they felt like we were bombing the living daylights out of them. I think we killed just over, and we had to cut that out. I don't know if I can say that, but we took out or eliminated just over 2 million people. 2 million people. I think we had only lost maybe a few 100,000 lives. I think I'm not sure how many lives we lost, but I know we took out like 2 million people. I mean, it was so easy for us to just take out because we had the weaponry to do it. Hence what we have going on right now in Iran. We have the weaponry. We have the ammunition to do what we need to do. But what is a win? This is what I believe the Trump administration has to solidify. What is considered a win? Do we send them back to the Cold War age? Do we send them back to an age of period of time where they have to necessarily find out how to renegotiate or re-solidify themselves back into society? Are we trying to make it so that it takes them a very long time to really get back up and running? Because we don't want them to build what we call a nuclear weapon? This is the questions that I believe that a lot of people are going to start asking our President Trump is how far are we willing to go and what is considered a win? Because by us bombing the living daylights out of Iran, what are we gaining out of it? We know that right now the American people are saying, listen, we need to get out of this war because gas prices are going up and it is starting to affect our daily lives and everything that we purchase. Now, I want us to bring our attention to something else. We all understand that the Federal Reserve is the Federal Reserve. They are an independent body. They are not technically a part of the government, even though the government put them in there, put this organization in place. The Federal Reserve job, and for those of you who are not aware, the Federal Reserve job is they have mandates, I believe it's 3 core mandates. Fact check me if I'm wrong, but I think it's like 3. They have mandates that they have to stick by. And a president can't tell them what to do. Congress can't, in theory, tell them what to do, whether it be with interest rates. And so what their job is to do is to evaluate the economy for what it is. And based on where the economy is, based on what's happening in the economy, then the Federal Reserve decides to set interest rates at whatever they believe it needs to be set at. Do we need to increase interest rates to pull money out of the economy? Do we lower interest rates to somehow feed money into the economy because the economy needs a push? What we've seen is that in February, the February numbers from a producer price index, we saw a 0.7% increase in a single month, the biggest jump year over year. Headline PPI. Okay, and this is the producer price index. This is producers. This is like manufacturing. It's 3.4% year over year. Core PPI at 3.9%. All right. So understand, this is before the war even began. This afternoon, the Federal Reserve held rates steady at 3.5% to 3.7%. There's really no surprise there. What else do we have? They raised the inflation forecast to 2.7%, up from 2.5%. Okay. Now, I think it's important for us to understand what's happening because we have this war that we thought was military, but now we're starting to understand it's starting to become economic. Federal Reserve kept rates where it's at. Trump said, listen, we need rates to be low. Why are they up? Federal Reserve said gas prices up. Okay. We cannot, decrease interest rates because it's going to increase inflation. That's just their method. If gas prices are already up near $1 year over year, they may not want to increase rates so fast. Decrease rates so fast. I want us to also look at what's taking place. Now, if we look at this here, we look at this stagflation, and this is what people are suggesting, that we may be in stagflation. As we mentioned, 0.7% up. Headline PPI, 3.4%. We have the Fed rate, fund rate. This is 3.5, 3.7%. Mortgages up. Now it's at 6.11%. We were down to like maybe 5.9% in mortgage rates. Significant. We already have a housing crisis here in America in terms of affordability. So what is going on? Again, y'all, we are looking at the economics of it. And I am tired of people talking about the bombs, the what are we doing? Did we take out this leader? Did we take out that leader? What are we doing? I'm not saying that we don't need to do exactly what we needed to do in Iran. This is not the argument. The argument is that at what cost are we willing to go, and at how far are we willing to go? Because right now we're starting to hit your wallets, it's starting to hit my wallet, it's starting to hit everyone's wallet. Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, even Megyn Kelly now, they're now coming out saying that, listen, we don't rock with Israel like that. Why are we putting our soldiers, why are we putting our men and women in harm's way? Everyone have always said that we needed to go to war, or we needed to take out the supreme leader, or we needed to do something to prevent ourselves from being harmed with Iran. Something is being done about it now. But it's harder to buy houses right now than it was 3 weeks ago before this war started. Gas prices was almost in $1 in some places. It's now over $3 a gallon. Think about it. If it costs you $20, let's just say it costs you, say, $50 to fill up your car. Let's just say, for instance, it took you, say, let's just say, for instance, gas prices was at, let's just say, even number $2 a gallon, which we know is like 2.5 or something like that. Now gas is up to now 3 something a gallon. Let's just say $1. It's up $1. That means that if it cost us $50 to fill up our car before, then in theory, it may cost us now $100. Almost, I'm not going to say we doubled. We didn't double, but it may cost $75 now to fill up our car. All right. Again, we're feeling that 25% increase, that 25% jump in just gasoline alone. You multiply that times 4 weeks, because you fill up your car every week. We're now talking about somewhere around almost $300 more in gasoline, or not additional. So we had 25. So we have an additional $100 in gasoline per month times 12. I'm not saying it's going to go on for a whole 12 months, but it's $1,200 of more money that people just simply did not have anyway. Credit cards are still tapped. If interest rates cannot come down, if interest rates cannot come down, credit cards will remain high. People are already using their credit cards to buy things. And obviously, if they're using credit and it's a lingering balance, we know that people don't have the money to pay the credit card off. So those rates remain higher on credit cards. That's what we're faced with. I want us to look at something else that's taking place. Now, Trump has come out and Trump has said, listen, we had this, we had to go and, we have this meeting with China coming up. Okay. Trump is now saying he may need to delay his trip by 1 month with China. Rightfully so. I wouldn't even go to China if it was me right now. I mean, you're in war right now. You got to be stateside. So that's what Trump is saying. Trump is saying, listen, we're gonna delay for a month. The White House has also issued a 60-day waiver of the Jones Act. Now, the Jones Act, I don't know if you all are familiar with it, but it's a law from 1920s that says any goods shipped between the United States ports have to move on American-built, American-crewed, American-flagged ships. It's a protectionist law. It limits how fast energy can move domestically. All right? So think about that. The China trip delayed. They say prices are going to come down, and it's not. They say the war won't last too long. Jury is still out on that. We are talking about something that's never really been done before. I mean, we're offering countries, which means, what this means is that we need oil. So in order for ships, and we need material. So in order for ships used to have to wave that American flag, has to be American vessels in our waters. Now, the White House is essentially saying foreign countries can come into our waters. We need it. So don't be surprised if we see ships or vessels in our waters carrying other country flags. That is a real deal. Law originated in 1920. Something else I want us to look at. Again, economics. Economics. This is becoming an economic war. And mind you, I'm not saying anything about bombs, except for Iran wanting to take out the refineries, but that is economic effect. This is economic, y'all. We are no longer in a military war. This is all economic. And to what degree, at what cost? It's already costing us billions of dollars a day to run this war. At what cost? We have to pay that back. The American people have to pay that back. At what cost? I want us to take a look at something else. This is a chart of barrels of oil that is now missing out of circulation. Again, we're talking about economics. We're not talking about bombs right now. We're not talking about that. 8 million barrels a day gone to the highest bidder. This is not a disruption. This is a structural gap in global energy supply. 8 million, y'all. The entire United States produce about 13 million barrels a day. And the world just lost more than half of America's total output in a single month. Think about that. 13 million barrels of U.S. production, 8 million missing in the month of March. The Gulf refinery shut down. That's another 3 million barrels missing. We have about 50 days of runway to make this up. So the point that I'm making to you all is that we are short 8 million barrels a day. We only have about 400 million barrels of oil in reserves. That's 50 days that we have if every barrel was available tomorrow. So, again, this is all economics. Again, this is all started because we need to take out the supreme leader. We needed to end the nuclear threat. We took out the nuclear threat. We obliterated it. That's what said we did last summer. We also took out the supreme leader. We took out nearly every senior official in the regime. What else do we need to accomplish here? I want to get you all feedback on this, right? Because again, I am American first. Believe that American should, I do think that the supreme leader, I think that the nuclear bomb, I think that all of these things needed to go away. I think that the Middle Eastern was not able to be protected. We were not able to be, have any progression that we needed, any successful progression in the region with this regime in place. Which, again, we've taken out the leader. We've taken out the nuclear threat. We've taken out, they have no Navy. They have no Air Force. They have maybe they have an army that's prepared. But I want you all to understand one thing about the army. Are we being baited into putting boots on the ground? And if so, why do we need to put boots on the ground at this point? The administration has, Trump administration, the White House has called for boots on the ground. Call for boots on the, well, not boots on the ground, but the administration has called for an uprising of the people. Take your country back. The people in January, they went out protesting and all of this stuff. They are not out there right now as much as to where they were in January. 30,000 people eliminated by Iranian government in January for doing that very thing. So if there's no leader, if there's no structure, if there's no military, if there's no money, if there's no oil being produced, what else is there left to do? And I think that we've gotten to a place where we know that we've won the war. However, we know we've done everything that we needed to do. However, I believe that we have not found a way to repair the damage economically that we thought we would be able to repair, or somehow not even have this problem before the war started. I think that is the biggest question, or not even a question. I think that's the biggest issue that we as a country, as the administration, have to now ask ourselves. Like, are we in a place of saying to ourselves, you know what? We did everything we were supposed to do, but one of the things that we're missing right now is if we pull out, I think we just destabilize the entire region, even if they open up the strait. Now, the administration has said that we have not went and attacked the oil sites in Iran because it would just take them too long to rebuild. In theory, send them back to the, age of time that was just, they would have to rebuild the entire civilization. They would have to rebuild everything. And I think that right now we're in a place of not knowing exactly what it would mean if we were to pull out of this war, what would happen at this point. There's nothing else left to do. Why have we not declared victory? I think that the Trump administration needs to go ahead and declare victory. I think that we need to go ahead and declare victory. I think that as a United States, we need to declare victory. I think it's going to help push up the stock market. I think that oil will start to return because we believe that we're going to end it. I think that the issue that Iran has had, Iran have us basically by the kahunas, where they're essentially saying, you know what, even if y'all win, we're still going to shut down the strait. And I think America understands that. Trump even went and asked our NATO allies, hey, we need some miners over there in the strait, in that territory, to help us find out where these mines are. We don't need ships carrying goods and then it's being bombed in the water. We need the technology. Europe has it. They're not here to help. In NATO, Article 5 says that if an attack on one is an attack on all. But we didn't get attacked. Israel, the United States, attacked first. So Europe doesn't have to come to the defense of the United States. This was not their war, nor did we consult them before we went to war. Rightfully so. You didn't tell a country that you're getting ready to go to war with somebody. Information may leak, and then you have the situation. Maybe it would have been good for them to think about this last year, to have that conversation. But I think Iran at this point has us by the kahunas in terms of this strait. They're destabilized. They have no official leader, no governance on that level. Strategically, we've taken them all out. So if the people that's in charge now, or the people that's running around, if there's like this big uprising, that is how you create terrorism. That is how you create these new offsprings. There's no government. So now you have all of these organizations that are out there that are saying, listen, we need to formulate our own group to rule out any adversaries that may try to come and take us over. Or you may have organizations that may just says, listen, we're going to go and create this organization and we're going to take over our own government. That's what we see in Afghanistan. Basically gave the whole country to them. Like, here you go, the Taliban. Taliban got the whole entire country, basically. They're using American weaponry. They're using our equipment that we left behind. We've seen this play out before. And again, guys, I am not saying that we should not be in Iran. I'm not saying that we should not have done what we did. I'm saying that we should have. I think that it was the right call. But the problem is that are we too far in? Have we escalated the ladder? Have we increased our, have we increased the things that we did not want to increase? And now we're faced with a situation where we simply cannot pull out because there's nothing else left. I want you all to leave your feedback. I want you all to chime in, leave a comment. Tell me, I want to hear from you. What do you think about all of this? Again, we are facing an economic crisis. That's what we're facing. It's economic. If you don't agree, share your thoughts. Let me know how you feel. Would love to hear it. All right. So tomorrow, I do these briefs every time. I want you, if y'all want just a quick, glance at what I'm going to be talking about, or what's the topics, or just a more deep dive, I post it on my Facebook. You go to my Facebook page, you see exactly the post. You see exactly, I break down exactly what we're talking about a little bit more from a text. If you're just more so visual, you just want to, understand exactly what that is. I posted on Ascension. If you're on Instagram, join the Ascension group. Go to my page, The Michael Lindell. Go to the page, join the conversation. Be a part of the conversation. Again, I am not here to just talk about politics. I'm not here to just bring you news. I am here to share information that's not being shared anywhere else, so that you can make a decision. You can make better quality decisions. The quality of your decisions determine the quality of your results. So be in the know, understand what's going on, leave your comment, join the conversation. Let's go chat. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time on the Michael Lindell Experience.